yo. Bust off like a welcome to the rodeo.
It's one of them ones, man. You just in the car, man. It's like when you in the car, you just think about everything.
And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the Houston Texans. Here's the former UCLA Bruin, Kaimi Fairbairn, to get this one started. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Okay, there's a tone setter. First play from scrimmage, stuff him in the backfield.
You know what they were doing last night in the hotel room? Visualizing exactly that. That's what they were thinking about. Making that play, having leverage, lower than the offensive lineman, getting into the offensive backfield, knocking someone down. Just what you said, setting the tone early for this game.
Jeez, you are fired up.
When I see a play like that, I can't help it.
Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. Murray with a nice move. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, where that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
They go back to Murray on first down. And this time they were ready for him as he's taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. That was 2nd down run for Murray. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Working out of the gun, Cousins eluding the pressure right. Going deep for Diggs. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs, 56 yards. And the Vikings have taken a first quarter lead. And they got the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Bailey now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 22. They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. Some fancy footwork, but not much room to operate. Just up past the 25 and no further. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They keep it with Miller on 1st down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. They'll try the air now with Watson. He's going to wind up and air it out. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Watson. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Daniil Hunter with a big-time sack on 3rd down, and it'll be a loss of 7. The Texans send the punter out. Marcus Sherrill's back deep for Minnesota. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10.
Vikings coming back out here on offense. It's been an interesting ride for them so far this season. It's kind of like the Patriots and the Texans and the Vikings. All 3 started slow, and now they're ramping up. Minnesota's won 3 in a row now, Charles.
You think they had a 3-way conversation and said, guys, we're better than this?
All right, let's be contenders.
Let's get it up there. Well, how about this one now? They were 1-2-1, and their head coach Mike Zimmer told all of us media members, guess what, guys? We started 2-2 last year, went 13-3, so don't go to sleep on us at all. And when they beat the Jets this week, how about this for an esoteric stat? That's their first win over the Jets in 5 road matchups. So they've lost their previous 5 to the Jets on the road. They broke through this past weekend.
And now they're home for the Saints, home for the Lions, and then they have their open week. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. On 3rd down, Murray. And an alley to run. That good for 19 and a 1st down. His first carry of their 2nd drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their 1st drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
1st down, here's the run with Cook. Zone touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. Taking it in from the 20. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. And his kick is right through. Bailey now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Back out there come the Houston Texans, the AFC South leading Houston Texans, by the way. They are in 1st place, and they'll be home Week 8 against Miami. Charles, that's a chance for them to get to 5-3.
How about that? And remember, they started the season 0-3, and in the midst of that losing streak, their quarterback Deshaun Watson told everyone, if you're doubting us now, don't jump on the bandwagon later this season. And guess what? That bandwagon better be ready, because they're going to have some extra shocks to it.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. A big-time play there for the Texans. 56 yards.
Tiger.
A 1st down carry now for Miller. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. George Iloka, the one that comes up to make the tackle.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the 2nd half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense, because you're excited about hitting him in the 1st half. Maybe not so much in the 2nd half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the 1st half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
But one thing's for sure, when you get a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively.
Well, this one's knuckling, and it just does get over the crossbar. He didn't get much of it, but he got it to go. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. And whistle blown. A timeout here is taken, and it's taken by the kicking team. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Fairbairn now following the made field goal. He'll send this one away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10. Handoff comes to Cook. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 48, and a return across midfield into the 46-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw on second is Watson. Throw left side completes a QT. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. Two minutes remain here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this. We're now on 3rd down. They'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first.
Come back, come back.
Out of the gun, Watson. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Emerson Griffin in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it'll be 4th down. On 4th down, Watson. This is intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Following the interception, Cousins. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Speaking of Adam Thielen, seems like we're praising him every week, and rightfully so. He was over 100 yards again in Week 7, Charles. 5th player in NFL history to do that in 7 consecutive games.
Yeah, how about that? One of only 2 to do so in the first 7 games of a season. Charlie Hennigan of the Houston Oilers being the other one. 9 catches, 110 yards, and a touchdown on Sunday. He gets his chance to go for the record. Week 8 at home against New Orleans.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Latavius Murray, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. And it's 21-3. Bailey now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And now out comes Houston. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes
under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Anthony Barr coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Come back, come back. Come back, come back.
From the gun, here's Watson going deep for Hopkins. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. 3rd and long, it's Watson, and he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. The Texans send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Oh, it's a wobbler here. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And where the ball is now, you got the field goal pretty much in the bag. Now do you try for the end zone a couple of times?
I don't think there's any question about it. You might get a gift of 6 points rather than the 3 that you just noted that you feel like you already have. Be aggressive, go after it, and try and get those points.
Cousins now to throw on 1st down. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. From the gun, here's Cousins. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And that'll make it 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Yellow, 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 yellow. Rose, rose. Black, black.
On 3rd down, Cousins. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that. Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Come back.
Watson on 3rd down. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Daniil Hunter in there to get him again. The 3rd time he sacked him here tonight. Watson going to stay out there as they'll go for it on 4th.
Tiger, tiger, tiger. Hey.
They're going for it. It's Watson. Griffin's got it, middle of the field. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A fourth down, no problem. 19 yards that time, but now it's 1st and 10.
Come back, come back. Tiger, tiger, tiger.
Now a first down throw, Watson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Black 22. Black 22. Tiger, tiger, tiger. Two jet, two jet, two jet, two jet.
Throwing again is Watson. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Daniil Hunter in there again. My goodness, that is now his 4th sack tonight. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Operating from the gun, Watson. And that is incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. They are going for it. Here's Watson. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Well, Charles, pretty big piece of news around the NFL on Monday the 22nd. Dallas Cowboys, all the talk about them needing a big-time target out wide. They went and got Amari Cooper.
The speculation was there. The discussion was there. But then late Monday, as you noted, it became real. The Cowboys decided they needed a WR1 and went to Oakland and got Amari Cooper and gave up their #1 draft pick for 2019 in return.
What do you think of the fit there?
I think the fit is excellent. Dallas screaming for a wide receiver who can attract attention, stretch the field, and make big plays over the top. He can do all of that. He should help his quarterback, Dak Prescott, become an even better player.
And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Give him 30 yards there. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. On first down, Murray. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
They go with Murray again. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. 3rd and long for Cousins. And he fires one that's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick. And some room to maneuver. Well, they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
After the interception, here's Watson. Underneath for Miller. And he'll go down at the 28. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and short. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. And the third down pass falls incomplete.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game.
Well, I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as they'll go for it on 4th down. They will indeed snap it to Watson. And he finds his man Griffin. And he's brought down, but not before picking up the first with a very effective stiff arm. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. Watson on 1st down, looking for the end zone. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Watson. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
The Texans on 3rd down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Again, it's Watson. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Kiki QT, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans cut into that lead.
That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Watson looks to throw again. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. To return, here comes Marcus Shields. And he's got some space here. And they'll have excellent field position to begin this drive as he's all the way up to midfield at the 50.
That return gets all the way to midfield, so we know the field position is absolutely flipped at this point. If I'm the defensive coordinator, I might think about blitzing right now to try and take field position back.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and get the running game going here with Murray. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total as we begin quarter number 4. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. On 2nd down, Cook. And some space here. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be out of bounds here, a yard shy of the 25 at the 24. And now out comes Houston. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 24. Here's Watson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Linval Joseph in there to drop him the 7th time tonight. He's gone down. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. A shotgun snap for Watson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw is Watson, operating from the gun. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Daniil Hunter in there yet again. My goodness, make it 5 sacks for him now in this one game alone. And this is incomplete. Bill O'Brien rolls the dice, but to no avail. And now, goodness, possession's going to go over right at the 10-yard line. And out now come the Vikings. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example. And now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
They'll run with Cook. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now,
and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And they open the lead up now to 25. Bailey now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Come back, come back.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. And that is incomplete. Thomas the intended target, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Definitely desperation time. This just looks like, hey, throw it down there, hope that your guy can make a play.
Want him to make a play, but if not, maybe you get a pass.
Here's Watson throwing on 3rd and long. Hey. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium, there's a little extra spring in their step, doesn't it? And that's what we're seeing from the defenders. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, deep ball, short ball, and that was a deep one there. They're making plays on the football, contesting everything.
Desperation time. Watson on 4th down. And it is incomplete. Trey Waynes, the Michigan State man, right there in coverage. So a risky move that does not pay off. And Charles, you take